Hello everyone, welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127. Before we get into all this news, and especially this one right here, this article is well, I just don't have words for it because they're expecting something major with this climate change. I think we know what's going on though. Um, so the past 2 days, I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of planning because as the previous video I made about the major red alert for the truther movement, and a lot of people may not have thought that was a red alert. You'll see how big of a red alert it becomes when things start slipping through the YouTube atmosphere that should be reported on, or people aren't being heard. Because for other people, they won't have the ability or the means, because they're all about money, to make the videos. And this is a much bigger job than just for one person, and I mean I can do the best I can, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, regardless if I made $1 or $1,000. It doesn't make a difference. That's not the point. The point is not money. The point is getting the news out, and I've proved that through being homeless. I've proved that through every bit of hell we've gone through in the past 2 years of doing this. We continue to make videos. We continue to make videos. We continue to make articles. We continue to do everything we possibly could. We put our lives on the line. You can view it how you want to view it. It's up to you. I know the truth. She knows the truth. And some of you do too. So anyways, that being said, I've done a lot of thinking as to budget-wise and how we could possibly come up with a way to do this ourselves. Because what I'm going to try and explain is we receive 1.9 million views on the web, not on the website, on YouTube per month. Those videos are anywhere from 5 megabytes to 25 gigs a piece. You imagine trying to hold that bandwidth successfully. That's got to be the hardest thing to do. I think I've come up with a pretty good way to do it. The problem is basically I'm going to come up a little short on trying to do it. I'm about $120 short to get it initiated, to get it started. So I'm going to try and put together a campaign, and if I put this together and we do get enough, then I probably will not be making videos for a couple days, because I have to go through the entire website, revamp the whole thing, and get it set up to do videos self-hosted, which is a whole different ballgame than doing YouTube videos because of bandwidth and so on and so forth. If you'd like to help us get going with this, because you guys know what we do. We do videos every single day, all day. We were getting into the point of where we could go places and do actual live reporting and stuff. That being said, to finally initiate a full transfer from YouTube to the self-hosted stuff, it probably wouldn't fully take place till the end of the month, meaning that we'd still try and post videos on YouTube as well as the website, kind of as like a beta test to see how well it would go. Put it this way, if one video that I put out about Jade Helm that's coming up here, that's why I keep referencing Jade Helm, because Jade Helm's coming up in 10 days. So, and I'm expecting that there's going to be a lot of reports on this, as well as climate change is what we got to go through here in a sec. If one video that I host on the website goes completely viral, I might have to cap out because I can't afford the spending on it. It would be upwards of, I mean, it can go skyrocket high. We can start at $100 a month, and then it can go up to $15,000 a month. That's just a very high ballpark number, but obviously you get my point. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. Anyways, Brigadier General Stephen Cheney, USMC, retired. 70% of the world's militaries are preparing for climate change. There's the interview on Vimeo, excuse me. Wow, I can't believe I said that wrong. There's no doubt climate change is a threat to our national security. Retired Brigadier General Stephen A. Cheney knows the pressures that a changing climate will place on the United States military. Naval bases will have to deal with rising sea levels. The potential for conflict ignited by climate change will increase, and the U.S. military will continue to be among the first responders in the event of natural disasters. Gotta love fireworks. Having served for 3 decades, career in the U.S. Marines, Both in staff and command positions, Cheney understands the importance of preparing the U.S. military for this future. He is an advocate for military preparation in the face of climate change threats and a strong voice in the conversation about national security and global warming. So clearly we know that global warming is a hoax. We also know that climate change is a hoax. So the question then becomes, what in the world are they preparing for that is on this scale? Because what we're looking at is potentially all of this military preparation, this military movement. You would see relief centers popping up out of nowhere, or the potential to build those. You wouldn't see tanks going from point A to point B. You wouldn't see that kind of stuff because a tank is what a search and rescue team is going to be using. Yeah, right. That doesn't make any sense. An MRAP, maybe, but still, not really. They've got other ways of doing it. They're preparing for war. There's no doubt about this, and I will argue this person on that point because of the military movement that's going on. It's not for climate change. First of all, climate change doesn't really exist. There is only one way it exists, and that is because they are manufacturing climate change. Their destruction of our climate is what we are seeing, why we are seeing droughts in California, the dead fish, all this stuff that's going on, the earthquakes and everything, because they are manufacturing the climate change and it's not working, it's not good. It's horrible. Let's move on. I think you can hear that in the background, I'm not sure though. Yep, you sure can. I'll watch the mic pop up. Greece contemplates nuclear options, may print euros, launch parallel currency, nationalize banks. Now, the military movement that is going on, this is a much more likely option. Because guess what? What's going to happen if the entire economy falls? Riots, violence, civil war, and so on. As we said earlier today, following today's dramatic referendum, I mean, Ukraine is a great example. Because the food riots, what broke out after the riots? The civil war. And then we saw Russia take one side, the U.S. and NATO take another side. Obviously, there's a plan here. Greeks may have burned all symbolic bridges with the Eurozone, however. There is still one key link. The insolvent Greek bank's reliance on the ECB's goodwill via the ELA. While we have explained countless times that even a modest ELA collateral haircut would lead to prompt depositor bail-ins, here is DB's George Saravelos with a simplified version of the potential worst case for Greece in the coming days. The ECB is scheduled to meet tomorrow morning to decide on ELA policy. An outright suspension would effectively put the banking system into immediate resolution and would be a step closer to Eurozone exit. All outstanding Greek bank ELA liquidity, and hence deposits, would become immediately due and payable to the Bank of Greece. The maintenance of ELA at the existing level is the most likely outcome, at least until the European political reaction has materialized. This will, in any case, materially increase the pressure on the economy in coming days. And it gets worse from here. $1 trillion stock managers see chaos on Greek no vote. July 4th, 3:35 p.m. It shouldn't have gotten this far. That's the view of equity managers overseeing more than $3.7 trillion, who say the game of chicken between Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras and creditors threatens lasting damage to a European stock rally that earlier in 2015 added as much as $2.17 trillion to share prices. The market right now hasn't priced in a potential no vote, said David Joy, the Boston-based chief market strategist at Ameriprise Financial Inc., which oversees $815 billion. If we get one, we're going to see another round of downside volatility in excess of what we saw on Monday. The move would be more violent. Down futures live. We'll see what takes place. Honestly, tomorrow is going to be a pretty interesting day. Put it that way. Anyways, that's all the news I've got for right now. I want to thank you all for watching. If you'd like to contribute and help us out with this again, you can donate on the website at freedomfighterreports.com, and I will show you where and how. Just click on an article. Oh, I have the internet off. One sec. Alright, here we go. So this right here, support the cause, you can donate right here. I'll give you an example of what it looks like. This is our way of doing the best way, I guess, of contributing, if you ask me. It'll pop into this little thing here. Freedom Fighter Report, support the movement. You can do it on the YouTube channel homepage. I'll show you where. Support the Freedom Fighter movement. That's with PayPal. There. Thank you if you do contribute. It's just like we go this massive step forward, and then here we are having to go back a few more. I mean, maybe there's a reason for it, and obviously God is always in control no matter what. And I want to thank you again if you do decide to contribute. God bless you all. Please stay tuned and carry on.